Welcome to the Sports Council.
It shows that those kids actually perform better as adults in society and can be less likely to end up in the poverty cycle that we see today.
The council is now in session.
With a personality shaped by being an athlete and a background in mainstream sports media, I found that the stories I was most interested in telling were the ones often overlooked, the ones that might not otherwise be told, the ones that show the intangible and not just the highlight reel. The Sports Council is about highlighting the great, the good, the unique, and everything in between in the Pacific Northwest sports world. I'm Jamie Council. Thanks for joining me.
You're listening to the Sports Council on 1340 ESPN, the Tri-Cities leader in sports.
Welcome to the Sports Council. I'm Jamie Council, and youth sports are big in the Tri-Cities area. And this week, we're taking a look at the CBYF, the Columbia Basin Youth Football Organization, nonprofit. And I have three people on. This is a bit different of a dynamic than I normally have, but excited to have you guys on with me. Can you go ahead and introduce yourself and tell me what you do for the CBYF?
I'm Jamie Weber. I'm the president of the CBYF, and I've been volunteering for about 10 years now in the league.
And I'm Terran Brown, and I am on the board of the CBYF, and I actually run the youth program in Finley, the Junior Panthers, and I've been a volunteer now for probably about 5-6 years.
And I'm Jeff Kinne. I'm the president of the Tri-City Sports Officials Association. And I sit on the board of CBYF, representing the officials that officiate their games.
So a lot of different aspects of the CBYF. And Jamie, you've been involved for over a decade and volunteer with the organization. And a lot of people don't realize it is a nonprofit. So tell me, who is the CBYF and how do they serve the community through football?
So our league is more like an association. We're made up of 34 independently ran junior programs. So all of our entities that make up the association are divided up based on high school boundaries. So each one of those program presidents, who their parents elect as their representative, have a seat at the league meeting and get an equal vote, regardless of the size of the town that they're in. So, in addition to those presidents of each of those communities, then we also have coordinators that sit on our board for different functions. As Jeff had mentioned, there's the referee coordinator. We've got a head team mom coordinator. Terran functions as a safety coordinator. We've got a scheduling committee. We've got a player eligibility committee. So we have others who perform specific functions and then report situations and things to the board, who then vote. I don't. As the president, I don't have a vote unless there's a tie, which with 34 other votes is pretty rare that happens.
So that's kind of the back end that people don't see of all the work that goes into putting on these youth activities. But on the front end, is it just one season? I see you guys have 7-on-7. So what activities are out there that the CBYF provides for youth in the Tri-Cities and surrounding areas?
Yeah, we have 2 seasons. So we have a spring 7-on-7 season. We found over the years we have a lot of value for some families who are a little apprehensive about football. So we've been doing for as long as I've been president. We've had a spring season where it's just no pads. It's just a real fast-paced all offense, a non-tackle. So we've got that's blown up into quite a thing. I think we have 564 games in 6 weeks that we have to play to get all the kids. So that's an exploding sport. Our reach is we go from as far north as Moses Lake, and we go down to Pendleton, and then we're from Milton Freewater all the way over through Yakima into Natchez. So that's our footprint, of the CBYF. So we have that available to everyone in the spring, and then of course we have the fall tackle season, and then those are divided up so that the teams compete. We have the North, East, South, West division. So then the regular season games are divided up geographically, of course, for convenience for the parents. And then we circle back and all the kids have a chance to play crossover games for the playoffs. The league don't handle the registration. Each program sets their own registration price based on their community, is free to do their own fundraisers to help with the costs and things associated with that. And then they can implement other rules and parameters to operate in that are done in addition to the league parameters.
Like Jamie said, I run the program in Findlay, and I help with the 7-on-7 season in the spring. I've kind of been the main point for the spring season for a few seasons now. And one of the cool things that we provide the kids during spring and fall is we have a great partnership with Dairy Queen in Abaddon here in Richland, that we are able to provide sportsman certificates to one for each team after every single game. So the opposing teams meet at midfield, and opposing coaches share their choice for, the player of the game, in essence, as far as sportsmanship goes. So every game, one of the kids on each team is receiving a really cool award, along with a Dairy Queen Blizzard coupon. And we've been doing that for as long as I've been around. So it's been awesome. The kids get so excited about that. And it's just really a good positive ending to an awesome, sporting event. And one of the cool things that we've done in Findlay is a couple years ago, Jamie and a few of us were just kind of discussing ways to get more kids involved. And Findlay's a low income community, and I grew up out there. So I felt the need that we needed to, and football was a huge part of my life. And so we felt the need to try and get more kids engaged. And we came across some studies from Harvard about, the connection between getting more kids involved that are of different socioeconomic levels, and connecting them with families of, higher socioeconomic classes in America. And it shows that those kids actually perform better as adults in society and can, be less likely to end up in the poverty cycle that we see today. And so what we did a couple seasons ago is we ran a raffle to see how it went, and we were able to offer completely free registration for every kid in Findlay. Our first season, we charged, I think it was like $50 or $60, and we had about 40 kids involved. And the following spring 7-on-7 season, we were able to run it for free. And we've seen over 90, I think we had 93 kids sign up that next spring season. So we've seen firsthand how important $40 or $50 was to a family. I mean, it might as well be $400. And so it really just increased the participation. And, it's something that we're trying to take to another level, and take it across the league to really get more kids involved. I mean, we already have, I think, over 3,000 kids in total between the two seasons. But, I know, and we know that there's more kids out there that aren't involved yet. And we want to be able to provide them, a path to get involved at no cost, to hopefully, help them create those life connections and friendships and relationships with players, coaches, and parents to end that poverty cycle that we see too often. So
it sounds like in the CBYF, each of you guys has, the Richland, the Findlay, and you can implement and set your own cost. And there in Findlay, you've done an amazing thing with eliminating the cost barrier to see if it truly was a barrier for families and kids to get involved in youth activities.
Right, right. We've definitely seen, the impacts of what $50 can do as far as getting kids involved. And like I said, I mean, I know what it's like growing up out there in Findlay, and I know what it's like when life doesn't always throw you rainbows and unicorns. Life happens to people and people's families, and football and youth sports in general, realistically, it just gives you access to more relationships and more influential people you may not have had the ability to build a relationship through any other avenues. And football is that avenue for, a lot of these kids. That's what we're trying to provide is that pave that road for them to see opportunity and recognize, like, hey, I don't have to continue to do what I've seen and what I've experienced. I do have a way out. I have a path to create a life that I want to live and create experiences for my friends and my family that they may not see right now. And it just gives kids so much more of a bigger picture vision. And it creates hope. I think a lot of kids, a lot of people and humans, we just need hope, right? We got to have something we're shooting for. And, what we provide kids on the day to day is hope. And they get to have a blast doing it, hanging out with their buddies, running around on beautiful days like today, and, having a good time with their friends. So it's really good.
Have Christine Connolly help you achieve your housing goals and be your genie in a bottle.
As you wish. Buying or selling a home is a huge decision. You need someone that you trust and trust that they know what they're doing. As a second-generation realtor, I know how to anticipate the needs of my clients, and I make sure I'm up to date on the latest real estate trends in the Valley, along with buying programs that clients can take advantage of. I go above and beyond for all of my clients.
Contact Christine Connolly online or on Facebook at As You Wish Houses.
Part of Coldwell Banker Tomlinson.
If you've got a winery, brewery, or dairy, why buy industrial parts and supplies from across the country? Central Industrial Sales is your local source for supplies and equipment for the dairy, food processing, winery, and brewing industries. We specialize in custom fabrication, industrial cleaning equipment, sanitary fittings, valves, pumps, chemicals, and many other supplies. Everything's available through our website, by phone, or by dropping by our office. Call 509-375-4032 or find us at centralindustrialsales.com.
You're listening to Jamie Council on the Sports Council.
You're listening to the Sports Council on 1340 ESPN, your Tri-Cities leader in sports. We're catching up with Columbia Basin Youth Football representatives Terran Brown, Jamie Weber, and Jeff Kinne. What do you see that youth sports provide kids beyond just the ability to hit a couple people?
It's a team sport. It's developing their character. It's developing understanding of working together. And 30 years of officiating, you see these kids develop where they're starting out with the kindergarten, first graders, and all the way through to the 8th grade throughout the junior program. And over the years, you see these kids develop from kindergartners to high school stars, and it just develops them personally, emotionally. It just builds character. It's just an amazing program. And then we also use it to recruit and develop our future officials. This year we had an amazing turnout of some 60 high school kids who have turned out to officiate the 7-on-7 to cover those 500 some games we're going to have over this. So it's an amazing organization for me to be a part of.
And I wouldn't be able to sleep at night if I talked to you and didn't put a plug in for officials. So you're still looking for officials? How can people get involved? I guess give me a rundown since the last time we talked about officials in the area.
We still need more. Our fall season, the last 2 years, we've had to do the lottery draws, and this season isn't looking a whole much better. I myself am probably not going to be able to officiate this year due to a knee injury, but I'll still be out there every Friday night, and the camaraderie that you develop, you develop those relationships. The same thing occurs, brotherhood of officiating. So I'll still be out there. I may not have the stripes on Friday nights, but I'll still be out there this year. But yeah, we definitely need more officials. You can go to WashingtonOfficials.com and get signed up, and we'll take you all.
And for those that think about possibly officiating high school, but it might be intimidating, youth is a great way to get involved, to learn if they have what it takes to progress to the next level.
Absolutely. And, CBYF has made great strides in creating a safe environment for our officials to officiate from. And, even this spring, we've added that rope barrier around the field to give the teams and the officials room to work, and that little bit of a buffer between the fans and those officials to create that safe environment. And that's one of the things I reiterate to the coaches and the parents that are out there, that hey, these kids are just learning the game as well, and I need them to be out here so that your kids can play. So if you're not treating them well, they don't come back next week. So treat them well, encourage them, and know that they're learning this position, this role on the field, just as their student athletes are out there. So CBYF has been just a great platform for us to introduce officiating to the high school kids, and hope to get them to carry over into the fall and beyond, when they get out of high school and wherever they should land in their career paths, to be able to give back to the game through officiating
and make some money on the side. So now we hit our official plug for officiating. So if anybody's interested in being official, WashingtonOfficials.com.
That's great.
So getting back to the CBYF, really interesting things that Terran brought up, that in Findlay you guys have implemented, taking out the cost barrier and offering it, but that also creates other problems. Is where does that money come from? So now the CBYF, you guys are expanding, and you have a golf fundraiser coming up on Saturday, May 4th. Jamie, can you tell me a little bit about that?
Yeah, we're doing we're doing two. It's all condensed within a 24-hour period is what we're looking to do. So we've got some really big supporters in the community. Some real prominent business owners came, and we have meetings and get together. I kind of hold luncheons and try to get some of them together to keep them all apprised of what we're doing, where we're going, and anyway, when I shared the burden that really what's clear is we need to figure out how to just eliminate this cost and be done with this, and we need $125,000 to do it. So how are we going to do this? So nonetheless, it was determined that if we could focus the resources onto a single 24-hour period, that a combination of a dinner with a live auction and then a subsequent golf tournament the following day, that would be the best format to be able to pull this off. So we went, and one of the businesses that's real supportive is Booker Auction. So one of the owners of Booker Auction came and said, "Oh yeah, we'll help with this event." And then just ones went around to. She said, "We need some big ticket live auction items." So then we put out the call, and so we're having a dinner with that. We still have a few seats left for that, but there's going to be some pretty incredible auctioned off items, things from airfare and a full week at a 5-star resort, all inclusive, to a guided bear hunt, to a party boat for 6 on a yacht catered in Lake Coeur d'Alene with a night at the Coeur d'Alene Resort, to just limo and wine tours, to a private jet taking you to a Seahawks, you and a guest at a Seahawks game, sit in the club section seats. So there'll be some pretty exotic auction items. So we have those, but our big ask that we need is just to help fill some sponsorships for golf, for the golf tournament. So we need some different sponsors, and Terran and Jeff could speak better about the specifics on that. But then we also, I think, have a few spots left for some teams So we think we've got the pieces built for the Friday night dinner on May 3rd, but on Saturday, May 4th in the afternoon, we could really use some support to get all the teams filled up. So.
Okay,
Terran?
let me go over some of the details, and then Terran can kind of fill in those needed details as a call to the public. So this is all going down at Zintil Creek Golf Club in Kennewick. So on May 3rd at 6 o'clock, you guys have a silent auction, and the auction starts at 7:15. Things like the all-inclusive trip to the 5-star resort, and that's in Puerto Vallarta in Mexico. Helicopter, coyote hunt, 2-hour Columbia Basin scenic flight, a lot of amazing things. And then at the golf tournament, that is Saturday, May 4th, with the shotgun starting at 1 o'clock, check-in at 12, and again at Zintel. And you have some good prizes for the golf course, including a 10,000 hole-in-one, longest drive winners, spa day, because, men love spa day too. That's something that I've realized. So with that being said, still some needs to put it all together to eliminate that cost to play youth football for the CBYF. So Terran, can you go over maybe people listening that might want to either play or still some things needed to put on this great event May 3rd and May 4th?
Yeah. So like Jamie said, I mean, we're definitely, have a good foundation that we're building from, and we're looking for some more golf teams. So a team of 4 is $600, and you can visit us at CBYFfundraiser.com, and you just click register now, scroll to the bottom, and you can do a 4-player team. There's whole sponsorships available. There's other business sponsorships available if you're a business who wants to support in a little bit higher dollar value. To get behind the mission. Like I said, I mean, I really truly believe the more we do now for these kids, the better they're going to be for society and for themselves and for their families and for the economy. I mean, all around, this isn't just a win now, mentality. This will have impacts on all of us down the road in the communities that we live in. So for businesses that want to support, CBYFfundraiser.com. Register now, and there's a list of different sponsorships available. Whole sponsorships and teams are really what we're pushing for right now, as we're on that back stretch, with the event only a couple weeks away. So feel free to reach us there, or visit us at our CBYF.com for our team sideline site. We do have a donation tab right at the top of the screen. If you just want to donate, you can do that as well. So our ask is golf teams and whole sponsorships. And like I said, if you're a business owner wanting to support what we're doing, there's other larger sponsorships available as well.
For the live auction, can people purchase tickets to that through the CBYFfundraiser.com as well?
So the dinner event we didn't do tickets for purchase. So what we've done is we've created a guest list to try and drive value and dollars, because this is a fundraiser. And so we've kind of flipped it on its head in a sense, and we're not just selling tickets, but we're providing tickets and for sponsors that have sponsored the event and donated live and silent auctions. So we've created a incentive package in essence to get people to donate items for our silent auction or register for golf teams and for golf sponsorships. So tickets aren't for sale for the dinner, and we've had a great, like Jamie's explained some of the items that we've got, we have a great turnout for the dinner so far. So we're really excited for that. That's what I'll say on that. So
okay, I wasn't asking for others. I was asking for me after going through that list of things.
See, for Jamie Council, so
on the list.
On the list. There we go. This is the moment I live for.
If you've got a winery, brewery, or dairy, why buy industrial parts and supplies from across the country? Central Industrial Sales is your local source for supplies and equipment for the dairy, food processing, winery, and brewing industries. We specialize in custom fabrication, industrial cleaning equipment, sanitary fittings, valves, pumps, chemicals, and many other supplies. Everything's available through our website, by phone, or by dropping by our office. Call 509-375-4032 or find us at centralindustrialsales.com. CBYFFinance.com.
Have Christine Connolly help you achieve your housing goals and be your genie in a bottle.
As you wish. Buying or selling a home is a huge decision. You need someone that you trust and trust that they know what they're doing. As a second-generation realtor, I know how to anticipate the needs of my clients, and I make sure I'm up to date on the latest real estate trends in the Valley, along with buying programs that clients can take advantage of. I go above and beyond for all of my clients.
Contact Christine Connolly online or on Facebook at As You Wish Houses.
Part of Coldwell Banker Tomlinson.
You're listening to Jamie Council on the Sports Council.
You're listening to the Sports Council on 1340 ESPN, your Tri-Cities leader in sports. We're catching up with Columbia Basin Youth Football representatives Terran Brown, Jamie Weber, and Jeff Kinne.
It's amazing that you were able to implement in Findlay of saying what would happen if we eliminated this cost barrier, and I think it's really cool to see the results from that.
We've seen parents get more involved, and one of the cool things, as coaches, I had a coach a couple weeks ago. I've known him since I was a kid. He coached me in baseball when I was in middle school. And he's just like standing there, and he's got his 2 fifth-grade daughters playing, and it's co-ed. So, we have girls that play. We've had girls play in our 7th and 8th grade divisions. We've had girls all the way down to kindergarten. So it's co-ed. So it's super, super diverse in who we have involved. And one of the coaches, he's just like, man, he's like, I had no idea that this was even going on. And he's like, it's so cool to be out here. Like, there's other coaches that I went to school with, and they got kids now, and they're getting involved in the program. So not only is it getting more kids involved, it's getting adults that, love their communities involved in it as well, to be a mentor to these kids, and be supportive of each other in developing their coaching skills. Some of them are coming in and never coached before. Some of them are coming in having coached high school varsity sports before. Now they're coaching a kindergarten, first grade 7-on-7 team, which if you've not done that, we would love more volunteers for the younger levels, as it's a good time at the younger levels, teaching them plays and trying to get them in the right defensive sets. So it's really cool to see the different impacts, not only on the kids, but on the coaches and just community members. I think it's really cool to it's a way to bring a community together, and it's really cool to see.
So you can check out Columbia Basin Youth Football on Facebook for the fundraiser going on May 3rd, May 4th at Zintel. And if you want to get involved, the website for that is CBYFfundraiser.com. Terran, Jamie, Jeff, I appreciate your guys' time.
Thank you. Appreciate it.
Thank you, Jamie.
You as well.
Yeah, thank you.
You're listening to the Sports Council on 1340 ESPN, the Tri-Cities leader in sports.
Well, that wraps up this week's show of the Sports Council. Thank you for joining me on 1340 ESPN, your Tri-Cities leader in sports. A reminder, the Sports Council happens 4 times a month, 11:30 a.m. on Thursdays. But you can listen to this show not just over the airwaves at 11:30 on Thursdays, but also on demand at 1340ESPNradio.com via podcast. Wherever you get your podcasts, just search for the Sports Council, and it's also available via YouTube. So lots of ways to listen to the Sports Council and support our local sports community. I'm Jamie Council. Thanks for joining me. You're listening to 1340 ESPN, your Tri-Cities leader in sports. Now we go back to your originally scheduled Seattle sports programming.